Why don't we take a break? We got Rampage.
I'm very psyched. We have Voss's here, Rampage Jackson, who is the UFC light heavyweight title holder. He beat Chuck Liddell, and I shook hands with him, just said hello. And
is he a monster?
He's he was quiet. I mean, we just shook hands, but he was sitting there. But you know, you just know that he could probably do damage.
Tim's.
But I'm very psyched that he's here.
Tim's bringing in a sweeper. I don't know what this means. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Before we go to break. I think you got some thoughts in that head, and you just want everyone to take care of it so that they don't pop out.
Okay, turn that thing over.
Broads don't enjoy lines like that.
Okay. Watching men kiss on television.
Now put the panties on and the bra.
Get me a dress. I want to test this out. Pew, pew. Get me a dress.
And I marched around the house singing tra-la-la.
No homo.
Opie and Anthony.
Yuck.
That presents us in a different light than is reality. It's presenting us as feminine.
Yeah, try to explain it to everybody out there.
That's good. That's a good thing to have on everybody's mind when the UFC champion is coming.
Yeah,
bunch of fruits who.
Great.
Should men wear panties? We don't know. Back after this.
with a trained killer. Yeah, good point, Jimmy.
Smart bit.
Rampage Jackson.
Rampage is in the studio. What's happening, man?
Not much.
God damn, you are unbelievable.
Note to self, don't say anything stupid in the next 20 minutes.
Go ahead, Ope.
Oh, my God, you are intimidating.
Because Ope was saying before, he will kick your ass.
What's he do? Is he a rapper?
Rampage?
Yeah, he'll wrap your head in and
just
turn
because
it
he's black,
inside
you
out.
think he's a rapper? Rich Voss? Rich Voss.
What's the matter, Voss?
You can hit him anytime you want, Rampage.
Voss is a Jew and he's a racist.
Right.
Oh, I'm not,
You're a racist Jew?
Yeah.
No, please. I grew up in an all-black neighborhood in Princeton.
Stop.
In Princeton. He's laughing at your Voss.
He took the title from Chuck Liddell.
Yep.
He took the title from Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell does our show all the time. We like Chuck. And,
I like Chuck.
We had him in right after you did a number on him.
Oh, no. Why y'all do that?
Well, he's all right with it, you know. He knows.
He's a good sport, man.
Yeah, he
I
really is.
like Chuck. You know what I'm saying? That's on the real.
When you fight someone like Chuck, now Chuck's got a hell of a reputation, but with the public. But now all you guys on the inside kind of know a little more about each other than I think the public does. Do you see Chuck as being maybe a little older, and you had kind of the edge on him during that fight?
No, I just know that styles make fights, and I wish all my opponents fought like Chuck.
Really?
Yeah, but they don't.
Well, he's like a wild thrower, it seems like, because he's, and I'm certainly no expert on fighting technique, but he even said on the show he threw one punch that his guys had said don't throw it, and you certainly took advantage of it.
Yeah, that's my style. You know what I'm saying? Somebody make a mistake, I like to capitalize on it.
Well, you certainly. It was weird because like you're the one guy Chuck can't beat. Chuck was on a thing. He wanted to beat the three guys that had beaten him.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was watching the promos for the fight where you're talking and he's talking. And I'm like, ugh. I like Chuck. This is going to be a tough one. And
no, when the fight started, did you think at any time that you were in trouble at any time, or did you feel I got this guy under control? I know what he's all about.
Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
Did I look like I was in trouble?
Not at all. But
I was wondering.
Believe me, not at all. But it's just that kind of. I think Chuck's got this stigma around him that that he's very badass.
Yes.
And very intimidating, I think. But that doesn't affect you.
Well, I don't get intimidated.
No.
Really, I'm not just
looking at
that.
you, I don't see how he should.
Right.
I just go out there and do my job. So if I get my ass whooped, I got my ass whooped. I shake the guy's hand, man, good job. You whooped my ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you go win or you go lose. That's where it go.
Yeah.
Well, you're from Pride. I mean, you came up in Pride in Japan, and those guys seem to be doing very well in the UFC.
Some of us are, what I'm saying? Anderson Silva, took the belt and stuff like that. Some of us doing pretty well. And Pride is a tougher fight. But when you come over to the UFC, these guys, they up in the ante because they know, we went to battle with some real
Why is Pride tougher than the UFC?
I think because we fight a lot of more international people from all over the world, and some people, they fight for their country. Like, you fight some Brazilian dude, they fighting for their country. They do anything to win. And then a lot of times you got to fight the referees in Japan, too, because the referee got their favorites. You know what I'm saying? You might be kicking a dude's ass on the ground. and the referee like, stand up. I'm like, oh, you know, what the hell? You got to fight your opponent and the referee in Japan.
Well, Gonzaga was a Brazilian.
He was. I think he might still be a Brazilian.
You're absolutely right. Good point.
Good point. Rampage.
He at certain times you think guys are unbeatable. Like I'll watch a guy fight and think there's no way that someone's going to beat this guy. And then I watched him against Crow Cop.
Yeah.
Ooh, and he destroyed Mirko Crow Cop.
He destroyed him. Crow Cop wasn't used to the cage, and he wasn't used to those elbows, and it kind of threw him off. And I looked exactly what was going on, and he kicked Crow Cop in the head just like Crow Cop kicked it. That's bad.
That's what's great about UFC. It's you just don't know what situation any of these guys, any of you guys are going to get in with another guy. You know, you could be kicking ass, and then some guy comes in and has some weird friggin' thing that he grew up doing.
Yeah, the UFC, that's why it's so great. You could be kicking somebody's ass, and then next thing you know, he submits you or something. Or, you know, he catch you with something, knock you out, or he choke you.
You get locked up in something, and you go, damn, my arm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And anything can happen. It's all real. Anything can happen.
I remember when I used to fight in Taekwondo tournaments under the green belt division.
Shut up.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No.
Shut up,
You can talk whatever you want.
Daniel's son.
But don't try to relate on like two men of similar ilk discussing fighting. That's
stop it.
All of us.
I used to take Taekwondo.
You can't even say it.
If you can't say it, how are you going to
I took
ever use
Taekwondo. Who is?
Oh my God!
Silva is a guy. I think he's beaten you twice.
Yeah, he beat me twice.
You've never beaten him, right?
Thank you.
No. I'm not rubbing salt in the wound. I'm saying like
it sounds like it.
No.
I'm about to see you after the show.
Oh, damn!
I'm about to beat you twice.
Jimmy's been working the heavy bag. I think he might have a shot.
I slap the heavy bag like a girl. I actually go down with a dress and I slap it like duck and I yell help.
The first time I fought Silva was actually after the first time I fought Chuck the same night, and it was a tournament. Damn. I had to fight Chuck, then I had to fight the champion of Japan, and you know what I'm saying. It was tough to fight two great fighters in one night.
Is he a guy you want another crack at? That's
hell yeah, because like I said, you know, he's one of the guys that I know I can beat. You know, both times I was beating him, and then like the referee told me, nah, you ain't the one that we want to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's over in Japan. If I get him in the UFC, it ain't gonna be none of that, because in the UFC everything's real, everything's fair. The referees, they don't care who wins. They, you know what I'm saying, they call the fight like they call it. They stop it when they stop it. You know, they stand it up when it's time to stand it up. It's not so much politics like in Japan, you know.
Who has hit you the hardest you've ever been hit?
I think maybe Kevin Randleman.
He's another guy that beat Crow Cop.
Yeah,
Randleman's a frightening. Is he like a more of a traditional wrestler?
Yeah. He's a really good wrestler.
Why do you say he hit you the hardest?
Because he hit me the hardest.
No, but what? How do you know that? Because did he knock you out?
No, he didn't knock me out. But I remember
going, damn.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Because sometimes when you get knocked out, it don't necessarily mean is a real.
True.
Yeah.
They just got you.
Got you. But Kevin Randleman hit me in the right spot, and I remember I went down, and I still had my hands up. Now, that was kind of crazy. And if he would have jumped on me, he probably would have knocked me out. But he didn't know. He was surprised that he hit me so hard himself. He just stood there and watched, and praise God that went down that way.
Well, you beat him in the first round, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat him in the first round. I had to get him out of there because he hit me hard as hell.
Yeah,
that's the difference between, like, there's a world we can't relate to. These men who, like, the guy Silva beat him, and he's like, I can't wait to get him in the ring again. And yet, if somebody beat me, all I would do for the rest of my life is avoid them.
You know,
I would make excuses and avoid them and duck them and fake injuries.
But this is what you got to know. You got to understand, you know what I'm saying, it's probably that day. You know what I'm saying, you probably just off that day. You know, I don't want to make excuses, but I know the second time I fought Silva, you know, it wasn't my day. You know, so I probably shouldn't even fought. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm a fighter, so a lot of times I take fights. Like when I fought Chuck the second time, I had a fractured wrist. You know, so I'm like, you know what, I got to take this fight. And I fractured my wrist 3 weeks before the fight. So, but it's a gamble, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I fight and I lose, it's a big reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I know I shouldn't have took that fight, but it's a gamble, you know. A lot of times we fight injured.
Do you get nervous before you go in? Like, are you like a mess?
No, I'm not a mess, but I get nervous. Yeah.
Now, does the crowd have anything to do with it, or it's just the fight?
It's just the fight. It's just a lot of times, like I don't want to make a boring fight. I get nervous about that, or I don't want to lose. You know, in front of say my parents are there. I don't want to lose for my coach. It's nervous and like that. It's never fear of getting my ass whooped. Just I want to do it good. I want to put on a good show. I want to make people proud. That type of nervous, like you know, you're nervous at a wedding. You don't want to say the wrong thing. You know.
Yeah, you don't want to tell that bachelor party story when you're like toasting the groom.
Yeah.
Never saw a donkey do that. Here's to you.
Yeah, the wrong thing I do. Is there any Jewish fighters?
I'm pretty sure there's some fighters out there that look Jewish to me.
Yeah, after they get punched in the nose, I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure there are some Jewish fighters out there. Yeah,
they practice Taekwondo, take your dough.
That was a good one. Taekwondo, take your dough.
Jiu-jitsu. I should have said jiu-jitsu, but I chose jiu-jitsu.
Oh, he put the Jew in jiu-jitsu.
Jimmy likes to work out there, Rampage. Why don't you tell him about your swim walking? Just one man talking to another man about working out.
I just a little.
What? You brag about it when
I swim walk. It's a thing. I have a bad ankle, so like you and I would probably have similar workouts. But my ankle, I injured. I tripped.
Why don't you give a little demonstration?
Yeah, why don't you show Rampage Jackson your swim walk technique?
Yeah,
well,
it might help him out in his workout.
Yeah, you never know. You could be trading something here.
All right.
This is Jimmy. He really does this, Rampage.
You guys know that what's going to happen is you're probably going to take this and market it as your own, and you can have it. It's what I do is I walk around and my arms go. And can I just explain it to him?
No, you have to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I promise I won't take it.
Okay.
You can have it.
This it helps the pound just kind of peel away. All right, you just kind of walk. Here's what you do, like that.
I promise you I won't steal that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any worry in stealing that one.
No worry. No worry.
Jesus.
You can have that.
If you drill a hole in the wall, he'll show you his neck exercise.
What's a neck exercise?
What's an exercise?
Hey man, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man?
He's an adult.
He's taking a lot of shots to the head, obviously, Rampage.
What's his name?
Rich Voss.
Rich Ross, what's wrong with you?
We've been asking that same question.
What's wrong with you?
He's punch drunk.
What about out on the street? People try to like challenge you, because I know that's kind of a problem for a few of you guys. Like people are, hey, they get a couple of beers in them if you're out and think that they're tough guys and they're gonna
They used to go after Tyson back in the day.
Yeah, because Tyson is worth millions. You know what I'm saying? You get punched by Tyson, man, you can buy your whole business.
Is that why they were doing that?
I think. Come on now, yeah, And
I never looked at it that way.
But I'm too cool with everybody. Most times people get to meet me and stuff. They're like, oh, they just want to talk, and that's probably the problem. I wish I would have punched them. Then they won't talk my ear off.
Yeah, just shut up.
I think
you're boring me, ass. Wham.
I think the one thing people don't know about you is you got a sense of humor. We've been looking at your YouTube videos this morning.
Oh, hell.
There's one of you farting in a girl's face.
Oh, goddamn, yeah.
What is she going to do, man? Look at this.
I was young as hell back then.
But it's up there. People check it out. Look at it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a funny.
Damn. I'm never doing anything else on camera again. See, look, when I did that, there was no such thing as YouTube back then.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as YouTube.
You never thought this would just be available
I
all
never
over the
thought
world.
Yeah, back in the day, you would just do this for fun, and now somebody will just...
Some nerd.
Yeah, we'll just throw it up on YouTube, and now everyone checks it out.
Oh, repeat over and over.
Rampage Jackson farts in girl's face. That's the search for
Yeah,
you.
that was my ex-girlfriend. That was in Japan.
Japan?
That was in Japan. She didn't speak no English.
Well, that's universal.
That's the funniest thing.
No translated needed.
Yeah, I taught her the English I wanted her to say.
No.
She was a Japanese girl walking around. What's up, my nigga? She thought that was good morning. So she was saying it to everybody. White folks like, oh, I'm not a nigga. She didn't know no better. It was funny.
There's another video you're shopping for, I guess, an athletic supporter, and you keep saying it's a little too small because you're very well endowed, and you're telling this
I don't know what you're talking about.
This little Japanese girl, you're you're trying to explain it to her, and then you start going in, yo, what's up with your grill? What's with your choppers? You tell her.
Her teeth was throwing gang signs. But you know what? I got a lot of crap for that. A lot of my fans got mad at me. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? They messaged me like, how could you be so cruel and blah blah blah. I'm like, you know what, man? It's I got a big gap in my teeth. You know, people make fun of my teeth.
Screw that. That was funny.
Who's making fun of your teeth?
That was
some of my
funny.
friends, they know. Yeah, I thought
What's
it was funny.
up with your grill?
Did you see her grill though? For real, something's wrong with her grill. For real, I was wondering because you know you go to Japan. I love Japanese people. You know, so I have 2 Japanese kids, and I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's something wrong with their teeth over there. and I think
throwing up gang signs.
You know how like people, construction workers, they went to to New Orleans to help out with Katrina. We need to send some dentists over there, and I think they can make money. You know what I'm saying?
Where are the dentists?
The search is Rampage trying to buy a jockstrap. It is really
come
funny.
on now,
Are you a fan of comedy?
Yeah, I like comedy. You know, I always have been.
Yeah,
a fan of comedy. You know.
It's classic.
What's
man.
wrong with your grill? What a great way to talk about somebody's awful teeth.
But you know, she didn't understand what I was saying. So
no.
If she had understood what I was saying, I probably wouldn't have done it. But you know, I used to do my own behind the scenes thing because my friends figured out that I'm so stupid that you know maybe they can make some funny footage of me. You know, if they start videotaping me. So I had some friends videotaping me. But the bad thing about that is, I started getting into it a little bit too much too because I'm gonna do it whether a camera there or not. Most of the stuff I've done, the crazy stuff you guys would never see because there's no camera around.
Yeah.
But then my friends, I started getting to it. Then I started getting serious about it. Then we started getting fight with my friends because the funniest stuff I started doing, they be filming themselves or a nice looking girl walk by, they got the camera on her butt or something. So I'm gonna stop doing it because I'm getting to fight with my friends because they not getting the funny stuff.
How about now? You have endorsements and stuff you do? Because right now it's got to be tough with endorsements. You got to watch what you do because they'll yank your endorsements.
Yeah. Like Boost Mobile told me, you know what I'm saying, I better be cool and Toyo tires and stuff like that. And my sponsor Throwdown, they said, man, yeah, you gotta be straight. Don't be beating nobody up and stuff like that. And so, you know, I gotta be cool. And you know, they said they go whoop up on me.
If you saw it, you have no fear of a guy like Tyson, do you?
No, Tyson's a real cool guy. Why would I fear Tyson?
See, that's how a man discusses Tyson. He's a cool guy. His personality would mean nothing to me if he was punching me in the face. But these guys are amazing because, like, there's no standing 8 count in the UFC. It's like the minute you show weakness, all right, well, I'm going to break your arm or you're gonna tap.
Yeah.
That's what makes the sport so safe, though. You know, it's all about safety as well. Because you know, in the beginning, the UFC kind of had like a bad rep. You know, what I'm saying the old owners of the UFC, they did a good job, but they really didn't know what they was doing. They was, you know, branded as the dangerous, the gore is the bloodiest thing, and you know, now it's evolved a lot into, you know, saying a sport, and it's really safe now. It's very safe. I'll let my kids do it when they grow up.
We said this when Chuck was in. It's making boxing look ridiculous as far as the sport goes. I can't watch a boxing match anymore.
No.
I'd much rather watch UFC. I had a tough time watching the early years of UFC, but now
and they used to get him down.
Now I can finally watch.
And the elbows. You'd get the elbows across the nose, and the ref wouldn't step in.
Yeah.
I mean, this would just be a bloody pulp of a face left.
Yeah, I don't know what they told the refs back in the days, but they a lot of them was inexperienced back in the day. I used to watch it back now. Like I saw one dude get his face, you know, crushed, and then they canceled the UFC and stuff. They wasn't on TV and stuff no more.
Yeah.
But then they changed everything. It's safe. I tell you, you know, I rather get like this, you know, little bumps and bruises and, you know, a little hurt, you know, elbows and stuff every now and then than head trauma. You know, a lot of boxers can't even talk these days, you know.
Yeah, it's still, you know, just action packed. You know, you don't get these. A lot of times in boxing, when they start clinching and grabbing on, man, they lose me. You know, it's just nonstop action. If one guy's getting tired, he's gonna lose. You know, he's gonna get his ass kicked.
Yeah, but I still like watching boxers like Ricky Hatton and Mayweather and Sugar Shane Moses. I still like watching fighters.
I like watching a couple of like Mexican flyweights come out and just hands going like wings.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just pummeling each other the whole time. That's what I like. So there's a lot of the heavyweight bouts. I can't. I can't
they're
really
getting
watch.
lazy or something sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't see too many knockouts and stuff. You don't even see people hitting the canvas that much anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, like UFC, they probably have like what 7, 8 fights. You know, somebody go get their ass kicked in one of those 7, 8 fights. You go see some good, a good show.
Are you scared of anything?
I'm scared of ghosts. I don't like.
For real?
Yeah, I don't like.
We were just
ghosts.
talking about ghosts
Yeah,
yesterday.
we were talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see one.
Have you ever seen a ghost or felt like you're in a haunted house or anything?
I felt like that before. I kind of like I pray to God that say I don't see no ghosts, but I had some type of crazy experience. I was like spending the night over some friend's house, and it was years ago when I was fighting in Japan, and man, I tried to wake up, use the restroom, I couldn't get up. Then it was like a big deal. I was like, whoa, I couldn't move. Then the next morning, I told the people, and they said, that's kind of weird because the bed you're sleeping in is the bed my grandmother died in.
Oh, thanks.
I was like, oh, what the hell?
That's exactly what we were talking about the other day.
I wanted to smack everybody in the house. But I just never spent the night over there. Then another time, the same thing happened again. I was on one of my friend's house, and he used to do my website and stuff. And I crashed. I passed out. Then I tried to get up and stuff like that. And all I could do was shake my leg. And then I tried to call his name. Then it happened for like 30 seconds. Then I said, "Hey, man, you know what? This happened to me. I was trying to call you, man. I was shaking my leg trying to get your attention. I couldn't move." And then he said, all right, he blew it off. But then I heard him talking like a couple of weeks later. He was saying how he had a party at his house and one of his friends got murdered there. I was like, man, I'm thinking this got something to do with each other, man.
But you can't get up from a dead grandmother holding you down? I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but a dead grandmother?
You tapped out.
Why don't you go walk over there and tell them the same thing?
Hey, what are you talking about? I heard when a ghost sit on your chest, you can't move. In the South, we say something like that.
Can I tell you though? I have that what you're talking about, which is where your head is like, you feel your head and you want to move and you want to talk and you can't.
Yeah,
you're completely aware. What that is it's a night paralysis. I get that all the time. I mean, I live with that.
Is that from your swimming exercises?
Swim walk.
Swim walking, it tuckers me out.
Yeah.
No, what that is like you're waking up in a weird way, and your body, that's a safety mechanism your body has so you don't injure yourself when you sleep in your dreams, so you don't do too much when you sleep. It kind of paralyzes you at one point.
That's what it is. It's not a ghost.
Yeah. No.
What about the second time when I really wasn't asleep? I was just laying there.
Yeah.
That was a ghost, but the first time...
Ooh.
Yeah, we were talking about when you're staying in a hotel room or an old house, you don't know what's gone on in that place. It could have been, like you said, murders and stuff, and you get like a creepy feeling. And I do not want to see that. And no matter if it could be the nicest smiling ghost bringing me cookies, and I'll go, ah!
Yeah,
I would lose my mind.
It's crazy. My friend told me a lot of ghost stories. He's Taiwanese and stuff like that, and he stayed at one of his friend's house, and he saw this white lady walk by. These two Asian guys, and he was like, "Hey, man, when did you get a maid or something?" He's like, "What you talking about? I ain't got no maid."
Oh man.
Then the guy put two together. He said, "Oh, you saw the ghost that lives in my house."
He just said it casually, like,
Goodbye.
oh, long time, sell.
He see a lot of ghosts in Taiwan. It was like a lot of wars or something over there, and he said he see a lot of ghosts. I was like, man.
So you believe in ghosts?
I know there's ghosts, but I'm scared of them. If I can't whoop up on it, I'm scared.
What about like the devil and stuff like that? Do you get nervous?
No,
about
he
that
wouldn't be
thing?
scared of the devil. He would just...
No, I mean, do you get scared?
Oh my
Who wouldn't be scared of the devil, Rich?
If the devil came out,
I'm saying you scared of ghosts. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man?
Wait, listen to me. Listen to me.
Ghosts
I
are
know there's a
frightening.
lot of ghosts.
Hey.
But what?
we have to take a break. You want to hang?
Yeah.
Devil.
We like Rampage. Rampage Jackson.
He's great.
What are we promoting today, Rampage?
UFC 74 is Saturday night. It's a 10 p.m. pay-per-view. It's headlined by Randy Couture against Gonzaga, who did beat Mirko Cro Cop, and that should be a great fight. Rampage is not scheduled. You're fighting in 75.
Yeah,
Which will be the next one.
September 8th. Yeah,
defending your title against the Pride middleweight to try to unify the two belts.
it's going to be history.
So we're promoting the pay-per-view this Saturday night. Hold on, Rich. We got to go to break here, okay? More with Rampage Jackson after the break. It's Opie and Anthony. We got a very busy morning. It's Opie and Anthony. Rampage Jackson in studio. Rich Voss in studio. I had to leave the studio and do a couple things. I walk in, and you guys are all just around Rampage Jackson just listening to him.
Dude, I was going to say...
It was pretty cool to look at.
We are like a bunch of little girls asking a real man question.
I know. I know.
It's fun, though. And the only...
Like, what's it like to be a real man?
Does it hurt when they hit you, Mr. Jackson? They're like children.
How can I be tougher?
Well, boss,
Forget it.
I could kind of relate to him, because I'm street, too. I grew up street like he did,
Yes, but you were pavement. People walked on you.
Yeah, why don't you tell him about the time you wore tiny little shorts to get more drugs from the drug dealer?
That was listen.
Why don't you tell him that story?
Well,
Yeah, why not?
What's a big deal?
One man talking to another man. You had a gay drug dealer, and you decided to dress sexy for the guy to get more crack.
It's called manipulation.
What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you?
Let me tell you.
Always about saving a couple.
We're both street, man. That's why you can tell how we bonded during break.
Yeah.
He
Looked
was
just like that.
He was pitying you because Rich was asking questions. Now, I know I don't know a lot about the martial arts. I enjoy watching. I respect it.
Yeah.
But Voss was asking questions like, what about guys like Chuck Norris? I mean, those
Chuck
guys...
No, I was
Norris.
talking about like Bill Wallace and Norris.
You talked about Chuck Norris.
No, I'm saying I was talking about karate guys, Saxon, or you don't know any of these guys, but Bill Wallace.
I know Superfeet Wallace. Yes, I know who he is.
Super Feet,
Superfoot, whatever it's called.
Super Feet. Yeah, he was a tap dancer too. All right,
It was Gregory Hines. All right, whatever. Superfoot.
Whatever. So what I'm saying is, they were tough guys back in that day. Kareem Allah. You don't know these dudes. You don't roll like we do.
No, I'm not 61. I don't know them. No.
You're old.
I don't know him either. I just didn't want to hurt his feelings. He was really into those guys. I was like, yeah. I don't know who in the
They're
hell
his
he's
heroes.
About.
He has posters of them on his wall.
You got a great sense of humor, man. We like it. Let's say hi to Red in Jersey. Red, what's up?
Oh, not much. I just want to say you're the greatest, Rampage, and the boys there want to ask you a question. You ever put on panties for a woman?
No.
Did you hear us talking about that?
Yeah, no, I didn't hear you. I couldn't hear y'all, and I was in that room. But no, I don't put on panties for no woman.
See, we got into this discussion, like some women saying this is cool for a man to put on panties in front of them, and we.
Like they find it sexy, but
no, you know what they you know what women try to do? They try to manipulate men so they can say, I could tell him to do anything. Next thing you know, they could be behind you with a dildo. I bet you care about those type of women.
Do you know what?
That's a good day.
You can say it again. What is wrong with you? We've been trying to figure that out for years, Rampage.
There's only something wrong with you if she slaps your face with it and you like it. Then like you've crossed the line.
Well, Jimmy, you were talking about the panty thing earlier. Why don't you try to explain it to Rampage?
Somebody used the same thing that he just said, which is that a woman will try to make you do that. But one girl asked me to do it, but we were I can't say it on the radio, but we were in the middle of very, very kinky behavior. And I did it while we were engaging in this behavior. And she was, I can't tell you what a filth bag she turned into. She turned into just a dirty, dirty
But if
bag.
it was her underwear, or you already had them.
Oh, no, they were hers. I took them off her.
And you fit into them?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
I was just going to say, that was been a big girl. I don't know why she turned to a dirt bag.
No, we liked them because, she had a nice little body on her, but I just looked so masculine in them because I bulged through them. That was
Well,
the
that's
nice
the
part.
truth.
Did you stretch them out?
Yeah.
One Halloween, I dressed like a girl, and I had the dress on and the pantyhose.
Halloween. Yeah,
Girls
we're
were
buying
all
that.
over.
Yeah, we're buying the whole Halloween setup.
July
It's
7th.
true.
Yeah,
It was in April, whatever. It was a late Halloween, but girls were all over me at the party, man. When you're dressed up like a girl, listen to me. I'm telling you, can close a deal like that.
Why don't you look at Rampage and say that?
yeah, Rampage. There
Why
you
don't
go.
you turn
Dress
him
like
around?
a girl.
Where we come from, we don't do that.
Yeah,
but,
right. Hey, we got an expert on the line, Dr. Jessica. Dr. Jessica.
Hello, boys.
Hi.
You're going to explain why women like guys in panties.
Well, I don't have the medical explanation, but I think, in some cases, kind of like gender bending and gender, like androgyny can be really hot. Like David Bowie, Scott Weiland. It's just sexy to have no hang-ups and just kind of like go close to that line where you don't know what's really going on and play in that zone.
I don't.
Shows like a lot of open-mindedness on the part of the guy. And I actually was going to say, I know Jimmy would probably want to play with a little toy back there.
In all honesty, no. I've had, and it's not out of being homophobic. It's just not a sensation that I crave. I had one dominatrix almost do it.
Man, you guys honest as hell.
In Vegas, she almost did it in Vegas, and I kind of backed out. Because it was just too
should use another term than backed out.
You really shouldn't back out in that situation.
Yes, I forwarded out.
There you go.
Backed out.
And I said no. It just all of a sudden kind of like struck me like, this is going to be uncomfortable.
Why do you think is it gay if a girl does it to you? Is it gay if you do it to yourself? I mean,
depends on what you're watching. If you're watching,
Let me tell you something.
If you're watching Rampage Jackson fighting, then it would be.
If you're enjoying that sensation, you have some kind of a homoerotic enjoyment of that type of thing.
It's gay. I'm gonna tell you why women like for you to dress up in panties.
That's
in a
not
nutshell.
true.
Yeah,
I think so. If you letting somebody play with your exit hole, it's gay.
right.
That's my opinion.
You know what?
That's my opinion, and opinions are opinions.
Yeah.
Hold on.
If a woman lets a guy play back there, is she gay?
Hell no.
No, because that's you're a woman.
You're a woman.
You know what?
But nothing's supposed to go in back there on women either.
See, I'm with Rampage and I'm with Anthony, but every time we have this discussion on our show, the guys come out of the woodwork saying the complete opposite. And you'll get some, men calling like, "Hey, I'm Bill, I'm a construction worker, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's gay."
I'm going to say this, and I can't.
I swear to God, we can take calls for the next half hour that's one of the things that doing the show for many years with Anthony that amazed me, because we go down this road every once in a while, and these phones will light up with guys that swear to God they're straight and they don't mind that type of activity.
I have to say this
From a woman,
the
obviously.
truth. I dated a girl years ago who also used to hook up with a fighter. I can't say his name, but he was not a heavyweight, and he won a tremendous amount of legitimate fighting titles.
Was he pretty?
He was. I will say this: he's a handsome guy, but again, she would just have sex with him, I think, and he was notorious, she said, for wanting that type of activity. She said he would actually travel with a few different ones.
De La Hoya would do that?
De La Hoya, no. De La Hoya, I actually don't think would engage in that activity.
Roberto Duran? No mas!
He's yelling no mas.
Jimmy Morrison?
No, I can't say his name. I will say he was a white guy. That's all I can say is he was a white guy.
I think women like that type of stuff because most women are gay themselves. And then for them to be with a man to be doing that or putting on panties, stuff like that, that's the closest thing they can get
kind
to.
of fills that little void they got where they might want to be with a chick.
Yeah, because a lot of women, they'll kiss a chick in the club, they don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Everybody. They experiment. A lot of women, they experiment, they say, I just experimented, but that's gay. If you experiment with it one time, that's gay, and a lot of women are like that.
Everybody's
experimenting
born
either.
bisexual.
It's kissing and making out and feeling each other. That's not experimenting. You're doing it. Experimenting is filling out paperwork.
Hold on, Anthony. I'm sorry, and I know you're in the middle of a great rant.
You had to interrupt.
We had to interrupt.
Yes.
Because Voss, Dr. Voss has something he wants to say to everybody.
Everybody is born bisexual, whether they practice it. You're born. Ask the Dr. Jessica.
Rampage Jackson, you're saying he's bisexual?
I'm not saying he is. Everybody's born. Everybody's born bisexual because you don't know as a child, or you don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I'm telling you. Listen to me. On the DL, everybody is. Ask the doc. Is doctor still on?
Dr. Jessica.
I'm here. No, everybody's not born bisexual.
Boss, explain yourself.
Thank you, Doc.
Explain yourself.
The embryos are not gender identified when they're first created. Then they get a physical gender in the womb, but they're not born emotionally bisexual.
I think more people might be if society allowed it, but to me it's a nature. Like when you get down to the base of nature, I mean, procreation is what nature dictates we do. Homosexuality may have been put in by nature to kind of like as a population stopper, so certain members. I don't know what the natural reason is.
I think it's as if you have a child that is destined to be gay, and you try to raise them as a straight child, they're going to end up being gay because they're gay. Well, it's the same thing. If you have a straight child, and let's say you got some parents that I don't know why, but they try to raise the child gay, it's not going to work because they're straight. So what are you
Well,
talking about?
say me and my cousin, like when you're young.
Oh,
and if you were-
gee. Here comes the cousin story.
Good old
When you're young, when you're young.
You know, we were
Me and my
kids.
cousin.
16.
Oh,
Yes.
we were experimenting.
Young,
We
early
didn't know any
20s.
better. Right.
What happened?
We were both 32. What? Me and my cousin.
And what
Forget it,
happened?
We don't have time for this.
No.
No. We got a little time.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
if you're a certain age, if you're under like 10 or whatever, you don't know what you're saying. You don't know.
Under 10 means he was about 15.
Look.
He's just lowering the age.
Let me tell you
Under
something.
10 is a measurement.
Under 10, I absolutely had a complete awareness that I liked girls.
Me too. I agree.
In a certain way, and
Yes.
I liked guys as friends. Hey, look, it's Hugo. That was that. I didn't need to learn that. It just happened.
At 7 years old, you know you like
At
girls.
7 years old, I was kissing girls in storage sheds in backyards and playing, building tree forts with my guy friends. I knew one was for kissing, one was for building tree forts.
That's right, yeah, Mary.
What were you doing?
I wasn't doing any of it.
You
I'm
were
just
trying to figure out. I don't know what I
That
like.
sounds like guilt.
Might as well try both.
Should I touch this or stick that in my mouth?
Your cheeks always look like you had a big gobstopper in it. What's the matter, Rick? Oh, nothing. We're just getting to know each other.
You guys are sick.
You know what?
Can we have a better conversation with the UFC
I
champion?
think he's enjoying himself, but I don't think he's ever coming back.
He's laughing at us.
I'm laughing at you guys. Come on.
Dr.
He backed away from a deal, though, and he was confused at 7 years old. What's up with this show?
Dr. Jessica, anything else on this?
Yeah, I just want to tell you all that I can't tell you how many guys I've talked to who would never in a million years admit to each other or anywhere in the world that they are curious about this stuff with the panties and the other thing, but they all are when it comes to, secretly telling just one person.
I think women out there are trying to get you to put on panties so they have something on you.
But that's not a big deal.
And they're hoping that you're stupid enough to even agree to a picture.
And they tell all their
You're
friends.
done.
No pictures.
And then you're
No
done.
They tell all their friends about it. Trust me. I got sisters.
I think everybody's secretly, naturally curious about what it would be like to be the other gender, because we'll never know.
Well, you always think about if I was a girl, all I'd do all day is,
Play with my
fiddle
boobs.
around with myself.
Yeah.
Exactly. What would it be like to have these things to play with?
Yeah,
No,
see?
I had weight on me. I know what it's like.
All right.
You have
All right,
pinchable
thanks, guys.
breasts,
I
Jimmy.
really do.
Dr. Jessica, everyone.
Just soft to
Take care,
mush.
Doc.
Brooklyn Ace, what's up?
What's going on, boys? Happy phone call Thursday.
Oh, thank you,
But
sir.
I actually have another
Yes.
reason for calling. You
Yeah.
guys are forgetting. You're talking to somebody that wore Daisy Dukes so he could get more crack.
Yeah.
And swears he didn't do anything with that guy.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, who else wore Daisy Dukes?
Yes,
to
he's
get
talking to Jew. He's talking to Jew, man.
Don't make me get up. Listen to me.
Yeah, you'll be down in a second.
It is a true story. Yeah, you got to admit it.
Well, let's move on.
You used to wear short shorts, get more drugs.
He said, let's move on.
Yeah. Like you would move on from that, right?
One of his buddies told him that there was this drug dealer that was gay that liked, to kind of, I don't know, look at guys and stuff, and he'd get a better deal if the guy
he
was
dressed-
attracted to you.
You would get-
So
yeah.
he actually made a conscious decision to dress in a way that
To dress sexy.
that he thought a man would find attractive to get a discount on his crack money.
Did you get a discount on your crack?
Let me tell you something. I got invited upstairs and got personal stash. You know what I mean?
I bet.
I got personal.
You know how
That's
good your
messed
ass
up.
has to look
You
for a
got-
drug dealer to give you a personal stash?
You got crack, the kind that goes in the pipe and the stinky kind.
By the way, that's the old days. You're sober for what, 20 years now?
21 years.
21
That's
years,
good.
and he
That's
just
good.
became a father for the third time at 55 years old.
50 years old.
Whatever he
Old.
is.
Well,
Never old
congratulations.
either.
Thank you.
Crack is not good at all.
Oh, really? Thank you, doctor.
Crack is bad.
Crack bad.
kills.
Wow.
Crack kills.
Public service announcement.
Hey, Rampage, you're all right, man. We have to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have. We get the computer cuts us off at about 6 minutes.
There
Hey,
goes the
Rampage, are
music.
you going to be in Pittsburgh Labor Day weekend? Because I'm performing there at the Improv if you're in Pittsburgh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I try not to be there.
Why, your ankle bracelet will go off if you go that far?
Now you're brave.
There you go.
Oh, now you're brave. Now that we have 30 seconds left in the show.
You're tough as the credits are rolling.
Wow, that's
You're performing. What are you doing? Someone's taxes?
Rich Boss at the Improv in Pittsburgh Labor Day weekend.
He's like a broke Adam Sandler trying to talk about me. Ankle bracelet.
You did an ankle bracelet
gotta get
show.
the-
My God,
Gotta
man.
get the plugs out too. UFC 74 this Saturday, pay-per-view, 10 o'clock. And Rampage is not fighting on that one. He's fighting the Pride middleweight Dan Henderson on UFC 75 next month. So Couture versus Gonzaga is the headline this Saturday night. And I'll be in Boston later today signing my book at 6 o'clock if you want to go to Barnes & Noble.
On Boylston
course
Street.
they wanna
Yes, on
go.
Boylston Street. And thank
Rampage,
you,
we're actually really
Rampage.
cool guys. Please come back. It got,
All right,
it got a
anytime.
little, it got a little weird there.
No, anytime,
Let's acknowledge
anytime.
it got a little weird, but
That's cool. Y'all keep it real. Y'all keep it real. He keep it too real. But, you know.
we'll all do
Anytime.
push-ups or bench press next time
All
you're
right.
here, all right? We'll work out. We'll work out. It's Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite Radio. Rich Boston studio. Rampage Jackson, man, how much fun was he?
Great, dude.
Yes.
Those guys.
I gotta tell you, it's a dilemma we have all the time. We get these, these guests, and we're not sure if we should take them or not. And sometimes they're duds, and sometimes they just give us unbelievable radio. Rampage Jackson, not gonna lie to you, we were kind of on the fence. We're like, how many, people would be interested in us interviewing Rampage Jackson? And I know he's popular in the UFC world, but we have to think a little bigger than that at times.
You have to translate to a different audience.
And we said, you know what,
Yeah.
I think he's interesting enough to bring to the show. And man, he fucking killed.
Right.
It was funny.
It was interesting, talking about the UFC, and then he was hilarious. Great sense of humor. Can't wait to have him back.
Most of those fighters, man, like Chuck is really cool. Most of those guys are really fun guys, man. They're fucking. Oh, I can't curse here. They're not.
That's funny.
They're not afraid to be men and to think like men and to talk like men.
Yeah, hang out.
He's not uptight. He was doing racials. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what those guys are great at.
Yeah, I could. Me and him really connected.
You did. You did.
I could see me hanging out with him back in the day. That's the kind of dude I would run with. You know what I mean?
Type of guy who you would do things for, who would tell you that he's thirsty and you'd get him water.
Yeah.